Where are all the mentors? If you're a junior developer and you've been looking for a mentor, maybe you tried to find one through a boot camp, or you're just looking online, or maybe you already have a job as a developer and you're looking for a mentor there on the job. If you're looking around and you're frustrated because you're not finding the mentor that you know is going to help you take that next step, we need to talk. See, there are lots of things that go into the process of becoming a mentor, the process of finding a mentor. And I think it's really important that we take some time and discuss why it is that you probably are having a hard time finding a mentor. Now, this discussion is probably going to be a little bit longer than some of my other videos just because of the amount of content that I want to cover. So I'll try to leave some links down in the description of the video to different sections in the video as we go. And because of that, we're not going to spend a lot of time editing this, so it's going to be much more conversational and a little less polished maybe than some of the other videos, although I don't know how polished you would say the other videos really are. So let's dive into why it's so hard to find a good mentor. Hey Junior Devs, Dev Mentor Dave helping you bridge the gap from learning to code to launching a successful career. And in my opinion, the biggest factor in helping you launch that successful career is actually having a mentor. That's why the title of my YouTube channel is Dev Mentor Dave. I am a firm believer in the value and even the necessity of mentoring for junior developers. Today, I just want to take a look at several different factors that go into the process of finding a mentor, of that mentor and mentee relationship, and things that maybe you haven't really thought about when it comes to why it's so difficult for you to find that perfect person that's really going to be available and help you progress in your journey as a junior developer. Okay, so the first factor that I want to look at is that mentoring is a skill. And there's lots of different kind of pieces to this reality of mentoring being a skill. And the first one is that in order to be a mentor, you have to have the skill and the knowledge of the thing that you're mentoring somebody in. So it doesn't make sense, obviously, for me to be a mentor in water polo because I'm not a water polo expert. I've never played water polo. I've never even watched water polo, I don't think. So it wouldn't make any sense for me to be a mentor to somebody who's trying to learn water polo. So obviously, as a skill, you need to have somebody who has a knowledge of what it is they're trying to teach, what it is they're trying to impart. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to be a particular expert in that field. They don't have to be somebody that just knows everything. I am certainly not somebody that knows everything, but I do know more than you do about some things. And so that gives me the ability to be a mentor. And that's why, sometimes you can actually get mentored by somebody who's just a little bit further ahead of you. And as they're progressing, you can progress kind of a couple steps behind them. And that actually works out pretty well sometimes. But the reality is that person needs to have the skills and the knowledge to be able to give you the information that you need along your journey. Not only do they have to have the skill of understanding their craft, but they also have to have the skill of understanding how to communicate. And that's really important for a mentor. See, lots of developers know lots of things, but not all of them can communicate that effectively to other people. They may be able to throw out a lot of jargon. They may be able to do the job at a super high level, but that doesn't mean that they can communicate to you how to understand it better. They can't necessarily explain things the way that's going to help you understand and move forward and really grasp a concept. And so that really is a skill that a mentor has to have. They not only have to have the skill of knowing what they're doing, they need to have the skill of being able to understand how they can communicate that information to you. And the reality is not everybody has that skill. A big part of that understanding communication is understanding how people learn. So you need somebody who's going to be able to alter the way that they're describing something or explaining something or teaching something if the first way isn't working for you. And a lot of people have a real hard time doing that. They only understand it kind of in this one paradigm, and that's how they can explain it. But a good mentor can take something and they can explain it multiple different ways. They can use different analogies. They can use different concepts and ideas from other aspects of life to explain to you exactly how this works in ways that you might be able to connect to a little bit easier. That's what a skilled mentor can do. Now, don't get me wrong, lots of great developers out there do a great job of trying to explain what it is they're doing, and they are very helpful at times, but a mentor just has that extra level. They have that skill set that allows them to communicate things that they already know, things they already understand in a way that you understand. And they're able to recognize when you're not getting it. They're able to recognize when you're just nodding your head and you really don't understand. They're able to recognize how to test you and make sure that you understand. So they have this ability to teach that not everybody really has. So mentoring is a skill set. It is something that frankly is a little bit unique. It's not something that every senior developer you run across is going to have the ability to do. And so that's one of the factors in why it's hard for you to find a mentor. You might just be around a lot of senior devs that don't have that skill set. The second factor in why you can't find a mentor is that mentoring is a desire. And this is a huge one because, again, there are lots of companies that will pair a senior dev to a junior dev and just kind of try to force feed this mentoring relationship. And a lot of times it doesn't work, not because the senior developer isn't skilled and isn't knowledgeable, not because they can't communicate, but largely because they just don't have the desire really to spend time helping somebody else grow. And that's not saying that they're a bad person. It's just not something that they're used to, not something that they're interested in. They just don't have that heart of a teacher, right? They don't have that desire to delve into somebody else's life, to delve into somebody else's journey and their career path and help them grow, help them move forward in that career path, help them find the areas that they need to improve in, and give them good suggestions, and actually listen to the struggles that they're dealing with. All those are parts of that desire of mentoring. That's one of the reasons why I created the Dev Mentor Dave YouTube channel, is because I have a desire to help as many people as I can along this journey. Of course, I can't help everyone one-on-one, but I want to do what I can to help people move forward in their journey. And not that other developers are bad, but not everyone has that same desire. Not everybody has that same goal to help somebody else succeed in their career. In fact, that's kind of that second piece of that desire is seeing other people succeed. Some people just are very driven and they're more focused on their career. They're more focused on moving and succeeding for themselves. And honestly, working with a junior developer and helping them succeed a lot of times will potentially create some competition for them further down the road. So they don't really have a desire to interact with that and create job competition for themselves at the company that they're working for, or at future companies. So they're focused on their career. They just don't have the desire to help you. And again, that does not make them bad people. They just have a different focus in their career. And it's something that we have to take into account. It's a factor when it comes to the question of why it's so hard for you to find a mentor. So mentoring is a desire, and it's just a desire that not every senior developer actually has. Okay, the third factor is that mentoring is a commitment. And this is one of the things that I think a lot of people don't really think about. Yeah, we know that a mentor has to have the skills, and obviously a good mentor is going to be somebody who has the desire to help you grow in your journey, but we have to remember that mentoring is a relationship. There's a commitment there, and it really is on both sides. And that's one of the reasons why it's really hard for you to find a good mentor who's available. I kind of see three different commitments here in this mentoring process. Obviously, the first commitment is the commitment from the mentor to the mentee. It's the mentor coming alongside and saying, you know what? I believe in you. I think that you have the ability to do this. And I really want to help you grow. And this is what I'm going to put into this relationship. And hopefully they kind of define what that looks like, so you have an idea what to expect from them. But they're going to actually build a relationship with you. They're going to put themselves, they're going to put their life into your life, and they're going to actually help you move forward. They're going to commit to a certain amount of time per week, or they're going to commit to a certain process to help you go from where you're at to where you want to be. But not only is there a commitment from the mentor, there needs to be a commitment from the mentee, from you. There needs to be a commitment to that mentor that you're going to give all of your effort. And I know right now, when you're looking for a mentor, you're like, absolutely, I'm going to give everything I've got to this relationship. But I can tell you, 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, when they're pinging you about why you haven't done this project or why you haven't learned this thing that they've asked you to do, you might get real tired of that relationship, and you may not value that relationship anymore, especially if you're not seeing the goals that you thought you were going to see. And so I think it's really important, as you interact with senior devs, as you think about this mentoring relationship, that you understand this mentor has given of their life to you. They are committed to you in a way that nobody else is, and you need to be committed to them. If you say that you're going to engage in this relationship and you put together a plan, you need to work that plan, because it is not fair to that mentor, especially if that mentor is doing it for free out of the kindness of their heart. Then you really need to commit to that relationship. So those are the two obvious commitments, right? The mentor commitment and the mentee commitment. But there's another kind of ancillary group of commitments that I think we often forget about when it comes to this mentoring relationship. And that is those third party connections, right? So commitments from work, commitments to family and friends, those other parts of our lives that actually are impacted by the time we spend in that mentoring relationship. For the mentor, that's probably time that they're taking away from their family or from other activities that they enjoy doing, because unless they're actually mentoring you on the job in the same workplace, they're probably doing that outside of work. They're probably taking their own time to help you out. Now, whether they're doing that for free or whether you're paying them, whatever that looks like, they're still impacting those relationships outside of the relationship with you. That's a relationship with work, relationship with family members. Me, for example, I've got both family relationships, I've got work relationships, I have my church relationships. There's lots of different areas of impact that this mentoring relationship is going to hit. And so we need to be careful to understand that that's one of the reasons why it's hard to find mentors, because that takes a toll on other relationships, on other commitments. It's not just the commitment to you. It's not just the willingness to say, yes, I will pour myself into your life for this period of time, for this purpose. It's also that that's got to impact other things in their life. And that's a balancing act that a lot of people simply aren't willing to make, or simply don't know how to make. Even if they're great at communicating, even if they know lots of stuff and they have a desire to help you, it just may not fit into their schedule. So we need to understand that mentoring is a commitment. And with that commitment comes a lot of engagement and a lot of time that gets sucked into that relationship. And if it's not showing progress, if it's not showing value, you may not have that relationship very long. Okay, this might be a little bit weird, but the fourth factor in why you can't find a mentor is that mentoring is a necessity. It's something that every developer needs. And the problem with that is there's not enough mentors to go around. Now, we'll get to that second statement here in a second, but I want to just run through quickly. I think most of you, if you're looking for a mentor, you probably understand that mentoring is a necessity, but I just want to walk through a couple reasons why. Now, you don't necessarily need a mentor when it comes to just learning how to code. You can do a lot of that on your own. You can go to boot camps that'll teach you that. You can do tutorials. You could go get a computer science degree that'll teach you how to code and teach you a lot of information. What a mentor does is a mentor helps you take that knowledge and put it into real world practical application. And not only that, but they also help you find the areas where your knowledge may be lacking, or there might be gaps in your understanding or your ability that is really necessary to do something specific that you're going to need to do for the job. Not only are they there to just point out gaps, but they're there to help understand what your goals are, what you're looking to do, what your short-term and long-term goals are, so that they can help you create the path that they've either already walked or that they know is a good path to help you go from point A to point B. And the problem is when you are a junior developer, there's so many things out there tugging at you. I was just looking at the Discord channel today and seeing people talk about this very reality that, they look around, they see this shiny object and that shiny object, and they want to go look at all these things, but they know the more time they spend bouncing around, the less time they're actually following a journey that's going to help them get to where they want to be. And as a junior developer, it can be hard to know what the stops are in that journey. And that's what a mentor can do. They can help you define your journey, because at the end of the day, everyone's journey is different. Everyone's desire is different. Everyone's ability and interest are different. That's one of the things that I keep talking about. I hate about our modern boot camps is that we're just pumping out the same result, and everybody's just kind of forced into the same funnel, and that's not what is going to help everyone. Everyone has a different journey. Everyone has a different end goal. Everyone has a different place where they're going to end up in their career, and a good mentor can help you find those career paths faster and sooner, rather than just sitting around spinning your wheels doing more tutorials or learning more programming languages, learning other frameworks until you find something that you really enjoy. A good mentor can listen to you, can hear the things that you like, that you don't like, can help you find a better direction for where you want to go as a developer, not just now, but long term. But here's really the most important thing about mentoring and why it is necessary, because you can get taught a lot of information from a lot of different places, but that doesn't mean that you're being told why the best things are the best things. A good mentor is not just going to give you an answer when you have a question. A good mentor is going to help you understand the solution. They're going to maybe pair code with you so that they can show you how they got to the solution they came to. They're going to walk through the why. And that is extremely important. That is the thing that is going to help you the most, because if you understand why something works the way that it does, if you understand why you went this direction versus this other direction, if you understand the why, then later on you can follow those same thought processes and help you solve other problems in a way that's going to be beneficial, in a way that you are independent. At the end of the day, the goal of a mentor is not to have a long-term relationship with you. The goal of a mentor is to help you become independent as you can be, but help you become independent to be able to find the answers that you need on your own, to be able to help you discover how to do things on your own. Independence is your goal, and that is the goal of your mentor as well. So mentoring is a necessity, but unfortunately, the fifth reality is that mentoring is also a luxury. I know I've said this already, but the simple reality is that not every senior developer is a good mentor. Not every senior developer wants to be a mentor. And those two variables right there, all on their own, just those two variables completely diminish the number of available mentors. And I think you guys know that, but we need to be reminded of that reality. Even though I firmly believe that mentoring is necessary to really help you take those steps and do them quickly, you can do it without a mentor. I did it without a mentor. It took me a long time. I probably could have done it a lot faster if I had a mentor. So if you can find a mentor, remember that that really is a luxury. If you find someone who's willing to make that commitment to you, whether they're being paid or not being paid to do it, it's still a luxury. Getting a job where they have a good mentoring program, where they have devs that are available, they have devs that are knowledgeable and desirous to help you, that is a massive luxury. So if you find yourself in a place like that, understand that that you are dealing with the creme de la creme of junior developer jobs, because that really is a luxury, because mentors are few and far between. And you just need to remember that. Another thing to keep in mind is, even though the numbers are few, you might think, well, can't mentors just mentor lots of people at the same time? To some degree, yes, but again, a good mentor is going to get to know you. They're going to help you specifically in your personal journey, and that takes time, that takes a relationship, and it's really hard for a lot of people to build that type of relationship with a group of people on a regular basis or over and over and over again. That's a challenge for a lot of people. Not everybody can mentor a group of people. In fact, the only time I've mentored more than one person at a time was when I was being paid at a job to do it. And that was even a struggle because different junior devs have different needs, and they have different needs at different times. And sometimes they have a problem at the same time. You've got to figure out which one to help first. And there's a lot of moving pieces to that when you're trying to mentor multiple developers. So you need to understand, even though you might know of some people who have the desire and have the ability, they either may not have the time, or they just may already be full of other people that they're mentoring. They may not be able to add another person to their group. And so you just need to remember that mentoring is a luxury. Please get it if you absolutely can. But if you can't get it, understand it's not because you're a terrible dev or that you didn't do something right. It's just a luxury in our current marketplace to have a mentor. But if you can get it, I really encourage you to do it. Okay, number 6, mentoring is a journey. And again, this one might sound a little bit weird, but in my experience, I've had multiple mentor type people in my life throughout my career. And so you need to understand that you won't necessarily just have one mentor now through the end of time, and they're just always going to be there to help you, especially if it's somebody at a specific job. If you leave that job or they leave that job, well, it's really hard to keep that relationship if it was, especially a mentoring relationship, if it was there at work. And so we need to understand that your mentoring is going to be a journey. There might be times in your life where you have a mentor. There might be times in your life where you don't have a mentor. And those mentors are probably going to change over time. Sometimes those mentors might be somebody that has a lot of knowledge in this area, but then your next mentor might have a lot of knowledge in a different area. And that might be necessary for you in your developer journey as you grow your skills and your experience, that you're going to need different mentors who have different skills and different experiences to be able to help you grow in the directions that you want to grow. So don't just think of a mentor as somebody that you need starting out right now and give me a mentor for 6 months and I'll be great and then I'll be off on my own, independent dev, right? That would be great. But the reality is, I still need mentors. In fact, I need a mentor in my job right now. We're talking about bringing somebody in to give us some help and some things that we need to learn in my current role. And so I'm going to be getting some mentoring from somebody to be able to learn some new skills, to be able to make me better at the job that I'm doing. So remember that mentoring is a journey. And because of that, that's another factor in the process of why it's hard for you to find a mentor sometimes. You just might be at a point in your journey where what you need isn't available, or the person that you want to be your mentor isn't available, right? I've actually had a lot of people recently reach out to me asking me if I would be their mentor, and I would love to do that. Quite frankly, I would love to mentor a lot of people, but the reality is, again, I've got a job full time, I've got a family full time, I've got church stuff, and obviously I've got the Dev Mentor Dave YouTube channel as well. So lots of different factors that take up my time. But you need to understand that mentoring is a journey. It's going to change, it's going to shift, it's going to be different all the way along the way, and you're going to need it at different times in order to help you push forward in your career. So even if you don't get a mentor right now, and you're going to struggle for the next couple years to get a job even, I know that sounds horrible, but that might be the case. Let's say you struggle for a couple years and you get a job, and then maybe you get into a great position that has a good mentor there, and you're able to get mentoring. That's just going to be part of your journey. You need to kind of accept that as the reality that your mentoring journey may not start with a mentor. It may have mentors in other places along the way. And along with that, I want to encourage you that your mentoring journey might actually end up with you becoming a mentor to other junior devs. And again, that's one of the reasons why we created the Dev Mentor Dave Discord channel is to help provide an opportunity for even you guys as junior developers to reach out and help one another. And I've been seeing that in the channel, and I love that. It makes me super happy to see you all engaging in that way. And if you're not a part of that Dev Mentor Dave Discord server, check out the link below and join that and help get some mentoring and get some help. So that brings me back to the final point that I wanted to discuss in this video, and that is mentoring is my goal. So the whole point of this channel, Dev Mentor Dave, and the whole point of the Discord server is to try to, as much as I can through this medium, provide information and provide advice and provide help to help you move along in your journey. Obviously, I can't sit down with everyone one-on-one. I can't get to know you one-on-one, everyone. And so I'm not going to be able to do that the way that a good personal mentor really should. But I want to find ways to make this channel as helpful for you on that journey as a mentor, as a director, as a helper along your journey, to bring you to a place of success. And so if you have ideas of ways that I can help you do that through the Dev Mentor Dave YouTube channel or through the Discord, or maybe through some sort of membership program or something like that, if you have ideas that we can put into place to not just, make me feel better, but to actually be helpful for junior developers and help you guys get more mentoring, more options through the channel to help you be mentored, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment, join the Discord server, and leave a comment in the suggestion boxes there, the suggestion channels there, because I want to be able to help you on your journey. And if you're a senior developer or you're a junior developer and you have the desire to help mentor others, join the Discord channel, subscribe to this channel, leave comments, help people out as we go through and talk about different topics. I don't know everything. I only know the things that I've experienced and the things that I've learned. So other people need to learn from you too. So you need to become those mentors. If you have the skills, if you have the ability to do that, as much as you can, try to be the type of mentor that you're looking for now to people who are just starting out. Now, of course, as we think about different ways that we can interact, obviously nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing that we offer here is going to be the perfect replacement for having a one-on-one mentor. And sometimes there might be something that actually costs. I've thought about options for memberships and ways that I could interact with people on a more consistent basis. So that might be something that we do in the future. I don't know, but you need to understand that those things are going to take time. They're not going to be perfect. They're probably not going to be exactly what you need or exactly what you want, but I want to find ways to help you. In fact, I'm even trying to think of ways outside of the Dev Mentor Dave YouTube channel, outside of the Discord server, ways of even impacting the way that we go about the hiring process and the way that companies go about interacting with junior developers. I have a lot of ideas and thoughts that I'm trying to think of. So that's my goal. Mentoring is my goal. It's a lot of these other things, but it's also my goal. And so I hope that you'll help me help you provide as much of that mentoring as I can through this channel, through the Discord server, and through other ways in the future as well. Well, hopefully this probably longer video has at least reminded you of some things or helped you understand some things that maybe you hadn't thought about as to why it's so hard for you to find a mentor right now. And if you're looking for a mentor, again, don't forget to join the Discord channel. But if you found this information helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you would click the like button. It just lets YouTube know, hey, people are interested in this content, even though it went a little bit longer. And hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed and you've watched this long, this is the type of stuff we do, especially on Saturday. At 10 a.m. we usually go live. We're going through and building a project together right now. So we're going through that process from start to finish. So that's every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central United States time. So feel free to join us for the live stream, but hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you're notified every time I go live, every time I upload a new video, whether it's in a specific series or whether it's a long one like this or a short one, you'll get notified. So thanks for spending time with me today, and I'll see you on the next one.